Today's guest, Alex, is a sex coach who helps men build healthier relationships with their sexuality. In this episode, we unpack Alex's journey, what a sex coach actually does, and why having open, honest conversations about sex can help break down stigma and build healthier relationships. Alex's path into this work is a personal one. After overcoming addiction himself, he now uses his experience to help other men navigate sexual anxiety, shame, and the pressures that can come with intimacy. Let's get started. Chop and chat. Alex,
what's happening?
Welcome to Chop and Chat.
Good to be here, man.
Let's straight dive into a little bit about you. Tell us why you wanted to get into sex coaching.
Well, it was never my plan. My story is one of a lifetime of addiction. I started off as a very shy, nervous, quiet little boy, and when you hit those teenage years when you're obsessed with girls, and I was desperate to talk to girls, I just couldn't. I was terrified. I always had a really sensitive nervous system and a lot of fear when it came to girls. And I discovered booze and drugs when I was 15, and that gave me this insane confidence with women that unfortunately just sort of set me off on a journey to where I was drinking all the time. I couldn't approach a woman, talk to a woman, flirt with a woman, get with a woman unless I was drunk or high.
Yeah.
And that continued for my whole adult life until I ended up a full-blown alcoholic and cocaine addict.
Yeah.
And then I finally got recovery in 2023. So coming up to 3.5 years now, came into recovery, smashed my life to bits. And then when I started to rebuild my life and I wanted to interact with women and go dating, it reverted straight back to having this same fear that I had when I was 15, 16, just terrified. Yeah. I wanted to interact with women, but I had this crippling anxiety when it came to sex.
Yeah. When you're sober.
When I was sober, so I had no way of getting that fake confidence. Yeah. So I could kind of talk to a woman, I could get a date, but then the reality would hit that, if the date goes well, we're going to end up in the bedroom. And that was the most terrifying thing for me, completely. Alongside that was anything to do with sex just set my nervous system off. Just the mention of the word. If people are having a conversation in a room about sex, I'd have to leave the room. Yeah. It was just there was so much shame, fear, and anxiety there. Yeah. And then when I got sober, the peak of it was I got triggered and my nervous system was on fire for 24 hours. Yeah. I couldn't go to work, couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep because my nervous system was on fire, and I was like, this is not just being a bit nervous. This is a proper thing. So I looked into what it was. I didn't know how to name performance anxiety.
Did you try talking to anyone at that time?
I didn't really know what to do, so I googled. I remember going on Instagram and typing in men and sex. Yeah. And there was nothing. Yeah. I found one guy talking about this, and he had a new account and he was 6 months ahead of me or something. He had similar experiences. So I started talking to him. I wanted to look for a sex coach, but I specifically wanted to speak to a man. Yeah. And I found thousands and thousands of female sex coaches and therapists, and no men.
Yeah, it is a taboo subject when it comes to between men talking about sex or anxiety around it.
It's just not spoken about.
Even with sort of best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you know, as a young man, the only way men talk about sex is conquest.
Yes.
Did you shag her? How many times did you shag her? Yeah. Just all this nonsense. There's no conversation about intimacy or pleasure. Yeah. And there's definitely...
And everybody's going through it.
Everybody's going through the same thing.
In some form or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. And women seem to be a bit more open talking about this stuff, but a man won't even talk about intimacy and pleasure because that feels vulnerable. So to say, I'm scared of sex, or I'm struggling with my erection, or I think I'm finishing too soon, just doesn't. You're not going to go into the pub and say that to your mates. It's like social suicide. So it's just all this suppressed thing. So I thought I was the only guy experiencing this. I thought there was something wrong with me. And then eventually I found two guys, one in America, one in Australia, and I found a guy in London who's a friend of mine who talks about intimacy, and they made me realise that I wasn't alone, and actually this is a thing. So I did loads of work with them, and it changed my whole life. Like dealing with the issues and anxieties I had in the bedroom built my confidence so much that just spread into all areas of my life. So my business has grown, my relationships, my friendships, my confidence, my body confidence, all this stuff has improved from fixing that issue in the bedroom. But the biggest thing was realising I wasn't alone, and what I thought, because it made such an impact on me, I was like, do you know what, I'm going to be the man that I needed.
You want to be the voice, try to...
I want to be the guy that guys can go to where they just don't know where else to go. So I then spent the last 2 years training specifically in men and men's sexuality, so that I could be a men's sex coach. I haven't met another one in the UK. I know a few guys around the world, but it's still like a lot of people don't really know that I exist. But that's how I got there.
It's probably one of the biggest reasons why we decided to do the podcast today, because I bring this up in the barbershop, and people just find it sort of a taboo subject. They don't want to talk about it. But at the same time, we did film a short version in the past, and yours was the most listened. So clearly people want to click and want to find out, but they just don't want to talk about it. So I'm glad you've decided to go on this journey and help men. Amazing. Brilliant. What I really wanted to ask you is, what does a sex coach actually do? How can you help somebody? Like, what are the steps? Like, when somebody comes to you, I have anxiety.
Well, I mean,
how does your work look like?
It's a good question. Being a sex coach, people come with a lot of assumptions about what that is. I'm trying to get better, but I do sometimes kind of make to say what I do in a bit more of a palatable way to certain people, mainly like family, older family members. Because if you say I'm a sex coach, people are immediately going to go, "What the fuck is that? What the hell does that mean?
Is this person going to help me last longer in bed?"
People assume that I'm teaching guys how to have sex, or with them in the bedroom, holding. Here you go,
like
put that there.
Like a sex guru.
And that's just not. It's not the case. I don't teach men how to have sex. I do provide a lot of information, education, and guidance. To how to better enjoy sex and how to approach it from a different angle, but I don't teach tips and techniques. I think a lot of that is kind of nonsense and fills your head with too much information. What I do is guide men through a journey. So I've built I've spent loads of money and worked with loads of men, and I've done every workshop, read every book, I've done all these resources, and it just, most of it doesn't really work because it's not that simple. We live in the age of information, so you can Google anything. If it was simple as Googling how to deal with this problem, no one would ever have any problems. But it's not. I created a 12-step framework that I take guys through, and it's a structured 12-week journey. Every week is a different step towards removing anxiety. But the sort of crux of it is I help guys understand why they behave in the way they do, why they assume they know what sex should look like. Because we've all grown up with media, TV, porn,
porn is a
locker
huge
room.
one. It's a huge problem.
We've got these ingrained beliefs of what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of unpacking beliefs that guys have about themselves. A lot of it is just, I'm not good enough, I'm not big enough, I can't last long enough. All this stuff that we tell ourselves that create the anxiety. It's learning how to reconnect with your body and feel sensation rather than monitoring what you're doing.
Yeah.
And there's also things in there like learning to communicate, learning to be able to be seen.
Yeah.
Because half of these problems, this anxiety, can be fixed by knowing how to communicate to your partner without it being a really highly charged, painful thing to do.
Yeah.
Us guys are just so scared of being seen, especially seen as being vulnerable or not manly enough, that it's really hard to communicate that you're feeling anxiety. And a big part of it is just learning how to communicate that, and that removes the anxiety.
Yeah.
So for me, I've created this framework that I take guys through, and it's a proper like hand-holding brotherhood journey. Yeah. That by the end of it, they've rewired these beliefs. They've learned how to be in their body. They've learned what sex actually can be and should be, not what they assumed it should be.
Yeah. Deep connection. Any unsaid things we've been bottling up for years between couple should definitely be talked about. I firmly believe in that, and that can lead to, you won't be able to open up something about sex when you got all these other things that you haven't talked about. So I'm guessing that's one of the things too.
It's being like, it's okay to be vulnerable, but it's hard for men to be vulnerable anywhere, but in the bedroom it's especially hard, because for some reason we all think our masculinity is inherently tied to how good we are in the bedroom.
Just that 2 minutes of fame, it's going to define like I understand that. So I think this is a very important question for you, because as you said, a lot of people don't really know what you actually do, as I said. So what are the 3 sort of weeks, without giving away your 12-week program that you would like to help men with, could you point out a few weeks how they look like?
So if I just go for the first 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks are what real sex actually looks like versus what you've seen on screen. So dismantling that. It's quite basic, but we need to be taught about these things. And what you've seen on screen is just not real at all.
I suppose you asked the first question, are you addicted to porn?
No, I'd never asked that.
No?
If you look at the studies around it, porn addiction isn't actually a thing. People don't become addicted to porn. People can have very troublesome relationships with it, where they use it to de-stress or distract themselves from their life, or they become reliant on it, or they form an unhealthy relationship with it. So I always dive into that thing, but it's just, the first step is realizing that what you've seen, what men think is how they should be doing sex, is what they've seen on screen.
Because
it's not real.
I would assume, obviously I'm not as knowledgeable as you are, is most of the information for a man is come from porn. Because as you said, not every dad is going to have a conversation with their son.
No.
Or friend when you're growing up. So I suppose
we don't.
There could be a lot of things, of course.
That is where people get their sex education from, because, like you say, parents are awkward about it. In school, you learn the biology, so you learn penis and vagina. That's it. You watch Hollywood films, and that shows you what sex looks like. And none of it is actually based on reality. So there's no education out there going, you probably won't be instantly erect, and your erection isn't always going to last the whole time. It's going to wax and wane.
I mean, you get into a relationship, few years go by, so many other things come into living together. So if the initial attraction is based on everything that you've learned from, as you said, then you're not going to be able to make it last longer.
Well, you're going to think that you're doing it wrong, or that
Yeah.
The
only way to fix it is
you.
how you can go and see somewhere instead of coming to someone like you, or go to a friend and talk, or somebody who has,
So step 2 is learning a particular breath. One of the most important things to remember in sex is your breathing. And if you're approaching it from anxiety and stress and tension, your whole body's tensed up and you're unable to get out of your head. So there's loads of different kind of breathwork techniques, but I just teach one way of breathing that instantly calms your nervous system. So that's a really useful tool. The third step is rewriting the stories and beliefs, which is probably one of the hugest modules in the course, which is these things that we tell ourselves that create the anxiety and the stress and the pressure are not true.
Yeah.
They're not based in reality. And once we start questioning on that and start removing these beliefs, these stories, and putting in new ones that are the truth, everything starts to shift.
Yeah.
So that's just like 3 examples. So the whole course is built to head towards being anxiety free.
Yeah.
And to do that, you need to connect to your body, remove the stories, learn how to communicate.
Yeah.
But I think that the rewriting the stories and beliefs is one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
Because I have clients that are consumed by the thought that they might not be able to get it up.
Yeah.
But they've actually, when we look into it, all their recent sexual experiences, they have got it up.
Yeah.
So that's the reality is they did get it up.
It could be also that you do have good sex, for example, but then because you have that fear and anxiety, you instantly think about the next time.
Yeah.
And then it just never ends.
Yeah.
Even though you've just had.
If you have you have good sex and you're both satisfied, and you think that was great.
You have to rewrite the whole narrative.
Yeah, it's a practice.
It's the only way to feel at peace.
It's not like you'll have what you consider good sex once and then you're fine.
Yeah.
You have to slowly rebuild a positive loop.
Yeah.
So most guys are stuck in a negative loop, but that negative loop didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It slowly builds and strengthens. So you need to rebuild a positive loop bit by bit.
Yeah, like performance anxiety, like how they. I think something that I'm studying with clinical hypnotherapy, and I want to go more into performance anxiety, not just with sports, but maybe even in the sexual arena. And it does help all the things that you're telling me today. And I think people carry that a lot, right? So there's one thing about rewiring their brain about what they've learned in the past, but also having a clean slate from all the bad experiences. It happens. You have to just move on.
You've also got to remember that a lot of these bad experiences that guys have in their head is self-imposed.
Yeah.
And quite often it wasn't a bad experience for their partner.
Yeah.
The partner is happy, satisfied, connected, but they're there in their head going, oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Because they're holding themselves to unrealistic standards.
Yeah. And your partner, most of the time, I find that women would also go with the same sort of anxiety.
Yeah.
But they're just very good at explaining or talking. And
you
just have to be open to saying, sure, today I'm just really tired.
Yeah.
And that's just it's the only reason why I can't perform.
It's a really good point.
Not because I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah.
And then explain that, and I'm pretty sure she would understand that.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? How it's fine to say, "Oh, I'm tired,"
absolutely.
but to say I'm anxious is like, "Oh, I can't do that because it means I'm less of a man."
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Exactly. That's communication.
Yeah.
As you said. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, the next one. So how do the modern life, right, stress, phone, work, etc., can ruin people's sex life?
How?
So detoxing from phones and sort of, how do you find time?
You have to be intentional.
Yeah.
You have to be intentional. Like whether you've got issues in the bedroom or not, these days we all have to be intentional about creating the space
Yeah.
to have intimacy.
Not sort of organize like a time or even.
I'm a fan of doing that.
Okay.
Because we are all constantly distracted. We're all constantly busy.
Yeah.
We're all tired. We're all overworked.
Yeah.
If you and your partner just wait for one or the other to instigate,
Yeah.
or just wait for it to magically, you're both in the right mood at the same time,
Yeah.
you're just going to end up losing loads of opportunities.
Yeah.
It's really important to actually be intentional. It doesn't mean you have to set the same time every week to have
Yeah.
sex. There's actually nothing wrong with that. It's quite
Yeah.
a good thing anyway. But just being intentional. Look, like me and my partner, every Wednesday is date night. So whatever happens, every Wednesday night,
Yeah.
we have that time set for intimacy. That doesn't mean we have to have sex, but it
Yeah.
means that we're intentionally spending time together, not on our phones,
Yeah.
not watching TV,
Yeah.
just having intimacy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that because we are all madly busy.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. In this day and age, you have to do that. Otherwise, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. People say the scheduling sex is not sexy, but actually, when you first start dating,
Yeah.
a date is scheduled sex.
Yeah.
You know that you're probably going to have sex. You
Probably
want to
gonna,
have
yeah, it
sex.
can lead to, yeah.
So you're both kind of getting excited about the anticipation of that. You're washing. You're getting in the mood.
So more dates.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You schedule intimacy. It's the same as when you
Yeah.
first start dating.
Yeah, yeah. So scheduling more dates, spend more time with your partner.
Yeah, being
Uh,
intimate. You don't have to say that we're going to have sex, but
Yeah.
let's commit to intimacy.
Yeah,
And if you take away the pressure of, that date night has to
yeah,
be sex, you're both likely to be more relaxed and have less anxiety and pressure anyway. So it's just scheduling time to be intimate.
yeah. So has coaching changed your perspective on relationship, your own relationship?
Yeah, well, yeah, things like that are a great example.
Yeah,
I previously would have just kind of hoped everything, if there were some issues going on or we were creating distance, or it had been a while since we were intimate,
yeah,
I would normally have just kind of waited for it to fix itself.
yeah,
And I think most people do that. If there's an issue, you just wait for it to fix itself. But
yeah,
it's the same with anything, health,
yeah,
diet. If you have to be intentional.
yeah,
So it's taught me the importance of being intentional and setting aside that time.
yeah. Does body image matters a lot with?
Does it
'Cause
matter?
I find that, it's one of the things that it can come up quite a lot is I don't feel too sexy with my body. It doesn't mean go out there and get the best body in the world, but just feel confident. So how can you make someone feel confident?
Yeah, I think body image
Yeah.
does affect everyone. It does tend to. I hear that more from women that
Yeah.
sometimes they don't want to be intimate because they don't feel sexy.
Yeah.
I don't hear that as much from men, but men do have body confidence issues as well.
I think so. I for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say
there's
with your body, with
more
body,
men in the gym looking at themselves in the mirror and flexing. So
it's more common than
Surely.
you'd think, and body
Yeah.
dysmorphia happens for men and women.
yeah,
I think ultimately we're all self-conscious about our bodies and we all have anxieties about it. But what I always say to guys is like, the things that you are stressing about, no one else is noticing.
yeah,
Sometimes even those, that lump here, that bump there, someone's going to find that incredibly sexy.
yeah,
So the things that you're obsessing about, no one cares.
yeah,
No one looks at people and sort of critiques their body.
yeah.
We think that everyone does, but they don't.
No, that's a great advice. Yeah, you're right. It's definitely a good way to. Is there a practical thing you could do? Maybe stand in the mirror and just look at yourself naked and hey,
Get comfortable with being with your naked body for sure.
you're the man. Say that 10 times a day, maybe.
Yeah, you
If
can
that helps.
shake it, wiggle it
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
do the helicopter.
yeah. I think that could work.
I think just getting used to, this is a really big thing for guys, getting used to being comfortable naked, but
Yeah.
also being really kind to your dick.
Yeah,
Like when you look at your dick,
make friends.
make friends.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to talk to it, but
maybe.
Why not?
Why not?
I think it's really common for guys to like just focus on, like, we're all just obsessed about size. Size doesn't matter. Newsflash. But just being comfortable with a soft penis as well. And there's another societal belief that penis is only useful when it's hard.
I only want to look at it when it's
Nah. And if it's soft, it's but
still yours.
It's still yours. It's still your guy. It's still a useful thing. It's still beautiful.
I think this is honestly a great thing to talk about, because if you're going to be friends with your little pal over there, that's it, right?
It's a huge thing.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
Get used to being comfortable, naked, soft around your partner.
Not just when you need it.
Yeah, don't hide it. I mean, we're all guilty of that. I still do that sometimes. But your partner's not judging you for having a soft penis. You know, if it was hard all the time, you wouldn't be able to go out.
Yeah, of course. No.
So get used to it. Just spend more time naked.
Yeah.
And get used to being in your body, and stop looking in the mirror and criticizing.
Yeah.
Look in the mirror and go, actually, I like that bit.
Yeah. What about dating apps and dating nowadays? Do you think men should do things differently, or?
I don't think men should do things differently, but it's interestingly, the dating world seems to be, I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems to be much more difficult than it has ever been.
Yeah.
And what I certainly do see is there are, like, we live in a performance-based society.
Yeah.
So there's pressure on men and women to be good at everything.
Yeah.
And for a lot of men that have performance anxiety, sexual performance anxiety, that fear of not being good enough in the bedroom is where that fear is like most highly charged. And I have spoken to countless guys that are avoiding dating altogether.
Yeah.
Because they just think, I've got so many hurdles to get through.
Yeah.
I've got to have the right photos on the app. I've got to get the right amount of likes. I've got to impress on the app. I've got to say the right things.
Yeah.
All these things that tests you've got to pass to get to the date stage.
Yeah.
Then you've got to impress on the date.
Yeah.
And then, if the date goes well, you've then got to go and perform in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's like
this big mountain.
It's a huge mountain. So for a lot of guys that don't have that confidence in the bedroom because of what the standards that they expect, they think that they need to hit, they just avoid.
Yeah, a lot more men have mentioned lately that they don't use dating apps. They agree with what you're saying, and I hope this thing sort of dies out and both sexes can approach each other in public.
I think there's a shift,
or like it used to. And I think women will also prefer that rather than.
But it's hard because you also hear like women talk a lot about they can find it quite intimidating being approached in public. Yeah. So the message men are getting online is like, don't approach me in public.
Yeah.
But you also have to cross all these hoops in the dating app. So a lot of men are like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
This seems like too high a mountain to climb. So I know personally loads of really, really good guys that are just avoiding dating altogether.
Yeah.
Because of the stress and the pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of stress. That comes with it. So I hope that will change.
Hopefully.
So, what are the most common reasons your clients come to you?
So, I specialize in performance anxiety, but the anxiety normally comes from one of a very few places. So the most common things I hear is erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation. They're the things creating the performance anxiety. So they're the most common things. I do also deal with delayed ejaculation, and it's a similar thing. So premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation, and erectile dysfunction, they all come from the same thing, which is stress, pressure, and expectation.
Yeah.
Unless there is, I will always check with a client, have you been to a doctor? Have you ruled out anything medical? Because a lot of these guys that I work with are young, fit, healthy guys. There's nothing medically wrong with them.
Yeah.
But I'll always check, have you checked this? If it's not, it's mostly psychological.
Yeah.
So it's going into the bedroom, expecting to go soft, expecting to finish early, feeling stressed about that, tensing up the body can't relax, it can't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I specialise in performance anxiety, because it kind of covers that whole kind of spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. What about sort of how much of good sex is communication versus technique?
This is an awesome question, because when a guy is struggling with sex, or when they think I'm not good enough, or she's going to be disappointed, I need to be better at sex, I'm not good enough, the first thing they'll do is they'll go and look for tips and techniques in the bedroom. And the tips and techniques are kind of useless. If you're going into the bedroom anxious and stressed, your tips and techniques don't make any difference. Like, your partner can feel that you're stressed and anxious and not present. So, your fingering techniques aren't gonna help if you're tense and stressed and not connecting with your partner.
You're still thinking about that the pressure is still there.
It's more things to stress about.
Yeah.
It's more things to distract you from the actual moment and like being with your partner. The most important thing when you're having sex is attuning to your partner.
Yeah.
Is like being in deep connection with them, syncing with their breathing, being attuned to their body. Like what do they like? What do they not like? And that's where the communication comes in. The most important thing of all, and the most vital part of what good sex is communication.
Yeah.
We all assume that we know what she wants.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Yeah, because again, it comes back to what we've seen as the standard.
Yeah.
If you're going into the bedroom assuming what your partner wants, and then just like robotically playing that out whilst being stressed, that's not going to be an enjoyable experience for her.
Yeah.
If you literally just say to her, what do you like? How do you want me to do this? Is this okay? Like, communication, consent is the most important thing.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is go in there and assume that,
Yeah.
because what you've seen on screen is what she wants.
You're just winging it. And,
You're winging it, and you're
even
assuming.
If it works, it's even more dangerous, because you just think, and then it becomes a habit.
Yeah. I mean, it's very unlikely it will work.
It won't work anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's dangerous to assume, and that also plays into the whole thing about consent. If you're assuming you know what your partner wants, then there's no consent there.
Yeah.
You need to actually ask, what do you like? What are you comfortable with? What can I do for you? What would feel good for you? If you go and assume and just throw them around where you want them, assuming that that's what they want, that's non-consensual.
Yeah. You're right. So ask your partner what he or she likes, and then take it from there. Don't just assume and start
No, that opens up a whole barrel of worms if you go in there assuming.
Yeah.
Consent and communication is everything.
And what about women? What themes come up most often?
Obviously, I don't work with women, but the sexual wellness industry, coaching therapy is, in my experience, 99% women.
Yeah.
So
in my class where I'm studying my hypnotherapy, I'm the only guy.
Yeah.
And there's 11 women.
So in the sexual wellness space, like I go to events and there's 48 women and me. So the majority of my colleagues, I'd say 90% of my colleagues, I do know guys because I kind of made an effort to know everyone in the industry. You might have the hardest
job in the world, I think.
Well,
one of the.
Well, in a way,
Everything is against you in a way.
Guys, no offense, guys, I am one, and it was my, this is all comes from my own personal experience. Guys find it really hard to ask for help.
Yeah.
And they especially find it hard to admit out loud that they're struggling in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting fact that the majority of my clients have never liked, commented, or even followed me on Instagram. Yeah. The most inquiries I get are in my request folder. So these guys don't even want to be seen following me.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where a lot of my clients have come from that, because there's so much shame of being seen as not good enough. Yeah. So that's interesting. But back to your question about women, what I hear from all my female colleagues and from any women I speak to, and I speak to a lot of women, because a lot of women message me going, help.
Yeah.
I've got these issues with my partner, but I can't tell him. Is that they want their male partners to just relax, to ask them what they want, to communicate, to connect, to be intimate, to not assume, just to be present. Being present means in the moment, feeling the sensations, not monitoring yourself and trying to perform. So yes, it's difficult. It's a difficult world at the moment. You've got guys obsessed with their performance and women that are desperate for men just to connect with them. Yeah.
So your reason for doing this, obviously, as we talked about, is much bigger, because couples could have kids, they could have a relationship breakdown around this, and a lot of times you see relationship breakdown because of one of the reasons could be sex.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Really important.
Yeah.
A lot of relationships, the people in the relationship might be having sex that they don't want. Yeah. Because their partner's assumed this is how it should be done, or this is what they want, and they don't communicate about it. Yeah. They could both be kind of having sex that they don't actually want, but they don't want to communicate about that.
Yeah. And that can lead to cheating and
it can lead to all sorts of breakdown and just being miserable.
Different
really
kind of addictions. So you don't have to do all of that. They could just seek help.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, message me on Instagram. I'm always happy to help. I've got space. I only take on a certain amount of clients a month, because I like to give myself fully to my clients. I'm obsessed with their journey. So I only take on a limited amount, but I do have space at the moment.
And another question I had was, people who seem healthy, I know you touched a little bit around that already, but someone who's running all the time, goes to the gym, is fit, physically fit, probably good looking, let's say, a man, they obviously are going to suffer the same problem, because it's got nothing to do with how, obviously, those type of men will find it more difficult to sort of accept that they have a problem.
I think
because they're doing everything about keeping healthy, etc. Not eating Doritos all day. How can they approach you?
Anyone could approach me. Just message me on Instagram. Yeah, it's that easy. I've literally spent 2 years training in men's sexuality, and doesn't matter who you are, what your job is,
I think that initial,
what your age is, what you look like, doesn't matter. This affects anyone. It doesn't choose particular men.
Yeah. The initial contact is really important. That's, as soon as they come for help, then you can obviously, but it's just that asking for help.
Just
so in your recovery, when you recovered from other addiction, that I'm guessing that was the first
step is asking
for help. Yeah. So if you can make that easier.
Just you'll see, but if you work with me, I've been professionally trained to hold a safe, non-judgmental, completely confidential space.
Yeah.
I've heard all of it. I've heard it all, and I've seen it all. There's nothing I would ever judge a man on.
Yeah.
It's just so safe. You just come and speak to me. You don't have to work with me.
Yeah.
I'm here to serve men. So just come and speak to me and go, look, man, I'm struggling with this, and see if I can help.
Yeah.
I've got my 12-week program, but I do help in other ways. But often it's just just have a chat.
Just have a chat.
Have a chat. Yeah.
Brilliant. Right. If listeners could change just one habit to improve their sex life, just one the most important habit?
Stop rushing. Stop
Yeah.
rushing.
Yeah.
When you enter into a sexual interaction, especially if you're anxious, there's a tendency to like rush.
Yeah.
And the faster you go, the more uncomfortable the experience is, especially for the women.
Yeah.
Women in general have responsive desire.
Yeah.
So they need to feel safe, they need to be warmed up
Of course, yeah.
to get fully aroused, to
Yeah.
then be comfortable to have sex.
Yeah.
But if you're rushing through everything because you're panicking, 5 minutes fumbling around and then you try and stick it in,
Yeah.
it's just not going to work for the woman.
Yeah.
And you're going to be stressed and tense and things are going to be over very quickly.
Yeah.
So the easiest, quickest thing you can do is just stop, take some deep breaths,
Yeah.
just take your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it takes, on average, not every woman, but most women take 15 to 40 minutes to reach full arousal.
Yeah.
To
It doesn't
have to be
just,
fully engorged.
It could be just going on a date, going for a walk. All that obviously can lead to. So just take your time.
Take your time
Don't
with
rush.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in a rushed society. We eat
Yeah.
quickly, we walk
Yeah.
quickly, we work
So
quickly.
there's a lot of things that men do wrong before the performance is not good, and then they complain. So
Yeah,
there's
it's not that they do it wrong, because this is just the society that we live in. It's just that people don't know this.
That's where you come in.
Yeah. It seems obvious,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Slow down.
Yeah.
But unless someone tells you, like, slow
Yeah.
down, you don't need to rush it, then we just all go into that kind of automatic mode.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we covered quite a lot. Is there anything you want to say to people listening, just from your heart? What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to guys, like, it's normal to feel anxiety around sex.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean that you're less of a man. Your masculinity is not defined by how hard you are and how long you can last in the bedroom.
yeah,
Like, figure out what your masculinity means to you, but it's normal to feel anxious.
yeah,
What women want from men in the bedroom is for you to be present,
yeah,
to be connected,
yeah.
not to be there in your head, like desperately trying not to come,
Yeah,
and purely focused on penetration and obsessed with duration. Most of us are obsessed with how long the sex lasts.
yeah,
You can have great sex for an hour,
yeah,
you can have great sex for a minute,
yeah.
you can have terrible sex for an hour, terrible
Yeah.
sex for a minute. Duration is not the thing to measure good sex on. It's how connected you were,
Yeah.
how much pleasure you actually felt in your body, how much mutual pleasure you both enjoyed, like how intimate the experience was.
Yeah,
Duration and size, which is what guys mostly obsess on, is not even kind of relevant.
relevant. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, well said. I actually have one more question. If somebody who, let's say, is well informed, watched a bunch of your videos, or and then goes into dating, but so they have a clean slate, they can start talking to their partners about all this kind of stuff, and they can have a better life. And then if they hit a brick wall, you can come in and help. It'll be probably a bit easier. But what about men in their 60s? They're already in a relationship for 20 years, 25 years. Obviously the advice that you give them is so much more different, isn't it? What would be the difference be if that?
I suppose it depends on what the issue is.
Yeah,
If I'd be surprised if they've been married for 25 years. I'd be surprised if they are anxious.
but a lot of men sort of go on years and years and just like no sex.
Yes, yeah, you get a lot of couples do enter the no sex
And they sort of
zone.
fall into this thing about, oh, we have sex once a month, but that's okay because that's just everybody else does that.
Yeah, I'd say there's no standard amount of time that you should be having sex.
Yeah,
So I keep seeing online like 3 times a week.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
Not many people have time for that,
yeah, yeah,
and especially if you've been together 20, 40 years or something. There's no magic number of times you want to be having sex. If you are both in a good, open, communicative, loving relationship and you both want more sex, then you have to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
And you have to talk about these things.
Yeah.
And the best way to start off is to remove the pressure to have sex and just, again, commit to intimacy together.
Yeah.
So you might have been married for 40 years and you just don't ever go for a walk holding hand, or have a shower together, or offer each other a massage.
Yeah.
So the number one thing to do is, like, no matter what stage you are in a relationship, if you both want more intimacy,
turn off the distractions and spend time with each other.
Intentional intimacy, but you need to communicate to your partner, because you might be thinking, I want more sex, and your partner might be totally satisfied with it. So you need to communicate these things.
Yeah.
But by just saying to your partner, I want more sex, that's going to put pressure on them.
Yeah.
Expectations, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Whereas if you say, can we start with one night a week where we just commit to intimacy?
Yeah.
Not sex, being intimate.
Oh, amazing. Great chat, Alex. Where do people find you? How to...
Instagram's probably the best place. Intimacy, Anxiety, Alex.
Yes.
Or I do have a website, alex-gear.com.
Yeah.
But Instagram's the best.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll put a link.
Yes, and don't
to the Instagram,
waste time.
Hook
See
me up.
Alex. Have better sex and a better relationship.
Yeah.
In the
And
end,
with more
right?
confidence,
Be
more
happy
confidence
and,
in all world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get rid of that bit of anxiety in your life and just move on.
Yeah.
And he can do that for you. Brilliant. Thank you, Alex.
Good man.
Amazing.
Great to see you.
Brilliant. That was good.